Okay, I'm back for the second one now. Um, Now we are the divergent, neurodivergent, to where we don't fit in any circle. We don't fit in, any place because every place we have, we can sympathize or empathize, but we're also in opposition to certain things. And those key things that we're in opposition to makes those uh, demographics of neurodivergent people, other us, people like me. Like when I was targeted by slumber reads on Twitter, basically, because I commented on their Twitter post that just because somebody doesn't want you, that doesn't make them homophobe or trans. Not, it's not even homophobe anymore. It's transphobe. They just because they don't want you doesn't make them a transphobe. Okay, people who, if you know about the psychological theory of uncanny valley, where something can look like you, but when you get close up on it, it's not you, and before you got up on it, before you got to the point where you could um fully perceive what it was and what it wasn't, you got goosebumps. You got everything in you telling you, don't even get close to it. Don't even, it's not even your issue. It's not your problem. You can't do nothing about it. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't go close up on this, whatever the fuck it is. It look like us, but it's not us. Uncanny Valley. Um, they don't know where that uh so-called sixth sense came from. They don't know why we have it. They just know it's there. Scientists, psychologists, psychiatrists, different those head doctor people, right? Right. So, um, transsexuals, and I don't mean this in any harmful way or any way that's mean or evil. I don't, because I feel for y'all, okay? And I'll do a video on how I wanted to become one of you, because I didn't want to be a woman. I didn't want to be a girl. And that's part of the self-destructive programming too. Transsexuals fit that uncanny valley vibe to a T. Okay? They fit that vibe to a T. Excuse my teeth and everything. I promise I'm gonna start coming back better and fresher every time I come back. As fresh as I can, as best as I can. Okay? I'm not doing that right now because I'm doing the best I can right now. Because like I told y'all, I'm fighting this uh issue that I have that is I'm fighting to the death. I'm in an area where I live in America in the Midwest and I can't get comprehensive health care. Not because of who I am, but because of the color I am. Not only because of who I am, but also because of the color I am. They don't want to see me here. They I mean, I got a tooth that needs to be pulled. I'm pretty sure I have issues, and I've mentioned this before on videos that I've done before. And it, the doctor here just like um, kind of dismisses all of my claims. They do the minimal of, oh, we're gonna check, and um, if our minimal check doesn't find anything, I basically have to have an arm cut off. And then for them to actually want to see me or deal with me. And even then, they'll probably just stave off the bleeding, um, do a little wound care, and send me home with some Advil. Like, not giving a fuck. And I'm being totally seriously honest right now. This hospital was a full facility up until the point where they stopped taking state money. Because they felt they were losing money by taking state money from Medicare and Medicaid. And what I mean by that is they shut down their birthing wing here in this hospital here. Kewanee Hospital has a full state of the art birthing wing that has even has a water birthing tank, and nobody's using it. Nobody can use it. I mean, they probably use it for like certain physical therapies maybe or whatever, but that's it. They don't use it for, people who give birth. There's nobody giving birth in that hospital anymore. One of my exes, his pregnant girlfriend, they was gonna have to drive 2 hours almost away from here to give birth. And she gave birth in a car and he delivered it. Uh-huh. They didn't call no ambulance because that was gonna cost money. So see, it's not just me, but for real, for me, I mean, I've had my period, my menstruals, 3 times in the last 2 months. Like, I was on a week, and then I went off a week, and then I went back on a week, then I got off a week again. Then I went back on a week again. Then I was off. And then, as soon as it seems like it's that week off, I had another week off, and then I started bleeding again. Like, I just stopped bleeding again. So, I don't know what's happening to me, but it's some wild shit. And I'm changing everything. I'm finna change how I eat and everything. I got all types of tea up in my cabinet. Finna start drinking that. That's finna be basically breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Jasmine tea, rose tea, gray Earl tea, green tea with jasmine, regular green tea, all types of tea. That's finna be my staple. Yep. About to give me a kettle and all that, cause I'm not doing this. But yeah, I don't have any health care here. There is no health care here. Not for me. Um so I'm neurodivergent, and like I said, we're not people like me that are divergent neurodivergent. We don't think like anybody else here. Not like that. We think like kind of together, but it's still on our own. Like me and Sika, we both come from oracles, and we are oracles. What we say go every fucking time, every time. Excuse my word, fucking. I'm trying to not curse in these videos, but yeah, every time that happens, I can say something's gonna happen, and I look. Next thing I know, a day later, it happens. A day later, sometimes it happens. It usually is 3 days, 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months. But sometimes it's been like a day or a week. or 3 days. It all depends on what it is. But yeah, we're neurodivergent, and so we are othered, and then we're divergent neurodivergent, which makes us othered by the other. And the other being those who, they might, think smoking weed is okay, and they might smoke weed, or they might live what is called an alternative lifestyle, or a spiritual lifestyle, different things like that. Um, those type of people. Okay, so that's neurodivergent. That's alternative, whatever. And then, but we're like that, but we're a middle extreme. That's the best I could say. A middle extreme of it. That's what we are. We are in the midst of everything, and don't want to be touched by nothing. That's how we are. Um, but we also want to help everybody at the same time. Um, but we also don't want to be um, deceived by evil like we have been sometimes, some of us, numerous fucking times before we got it. And I said, I cuss word again. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to. Help me out, y'all. Pray for me. So yeah, because we are who we are. Evil sought to turn the everybody that it could against us. If even it could, the true Heavenly Father, because that's how evil is. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So I told y'all about the uncanny valley. So yeah, slumber reads got me slumberweed. Slumber reads got my first Twitter taken down. My main page Twitter that doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. Um, so I need to tell y'all about this dream and what it means. And I've mentioned this dream many times before, this vision, and it it still resonates to me to the. It's like it's not just like I was dreaming it yesterday. It's like I was there yesterday. Do you see what I'm saying? So lo and behold, it's my red rain dream, which I mentioned to y'all before. Remember when I was telling y'all about that? You can go back to my videos about the 12 monkeys and everything that they were doing with that, and I was explaining how it is connected and tied to CERN, the series and the movie, but more so the series, because when you see in the series, he's going, before he goes back in time, he is given, a sedative, and then he sits in between these two CERN circle looking devices, and they turn the power on, and he disappears into whatever time he's going to. Right. Yeah, go back to like 2015, 2016, sci-fi, 12 monkeys. That, yeah, go back to that. I might not have even titled it that. I might have titled it something else, but go back to it, cause yeah, I was talking about it then too. The Red Rain Dream. That's what I call it. So, just a brief overview of the dream. I had it twice. Okay. Uh, Me and this child was upstairs. It was a boy. We were looking for quarters. We found two in his chest. Upstairs. We were in the attic. Found 2 quarters in his chest. This barn wren bird, little brown wren bird, comes to the window, tells me that there's going to be a red rain that comes to change everything, and that I need to go downstairs and tell everybody else what's going on. And then it left, and then I went downstairs and I told, there were three people in the kitchen, okay? There was a white girl, a mixed girl, and a white boy. The white girl and the white boy had blonde hair and blue eyes. The mixed girl had brown hair and brown eyes. Okay? I tell them what's going on. The white girl and the mixed girl leave out immediately. They immediately go out, leave out the door. The mixed girl grabs the white girl's hand and drags her out the door. And so the white boy, he's sitting there, and he's sitting there, and he's sitting there, and like he's waiting, and he's waiting, and he's waiting, right? And so once nothing happens, he's like, well, he's tired of waiting, right? So you know what he does? He gets up, he goes out the door. The door was a sliding glass, like patio door. That was the front door for us. It went right into the kitchen. For that, and the house was a blue house, right? So once he left out the door, actually, I can't remember. Okay, so they leave out I'm trying to remember the two girls. What door did they leave out of? But that's not important. What's important is the white boy leaves out, and as soon as he leaves out, this blood red, crimson rain starts just smashing out of the sky, and I'm talking about it's decimating everything but the house. You know what I'm saying? And I see the boy as he's laying there in the grass, because he didn't get but a few steps from the house. He's melting, like, And so I wanted to help him, because I didn't want to see anybody. I don't believe, like, my worst enemy deserves that type of death, right? I really don't. I mean, even though I hate rapists, and grapists, I meant grapists. They are grapists like grapes, and they're professional grape um artists. Okay, I don't like them, especially the ones who are, kitty grapists. I really don't like them. I mean, I don't, their work is very detestable to me. Uh, and, but I wouldn't wish this on grapists, okay? This punishment that's coming. So, I run out there to help them, okay? And when I ran out there to help them, uh, the boy, the guy that was in the kitchen, I got stuck out there with him. Okay, that's the first drink. I got stuck out there with him, and I started melting with him. First dream. So it came around the second time, like the next night. This dream came. Do you hear what I'm saying? Same thing, same setting, everything. Uh, Barn ran, little boy, attic, 2 quarters, go down to the kitchen, tell them what's happening. Two girls leave out. The guy sits there, and he sits there, and he sits there. But this time, I'm not allowed to see what's going to happen to him. Even though I know what's happening to him, I'm not allowed to see it. Okay? And this time, as I'm watching what's going on, I'm suddenly in the living room. And when I'm in the living room, these 3 black women in African garb come up out of the basement. And they're wearing this like royal African garb, but it's like a servant type of royal African garb. Um, and they're women. It's a headdress with this like purple and blue pattern, and then there's this their attire. It was this one like pretty dress, and it had the same pattern of blue and purple up on the headdress or the head wrap as it was on their attire. And so they were standing there and they were looking at me, and I was just looking at them. And then that's where the dream ends. Okay. Um. So what that signifies, it signifies something really big. It signifies what they're doing with CERN is the wrong thing. Okay? Uh, Gina Colvin, Gina Marie Colvin Hill just did videos on this. Everybody's talking about CERN. Nobody was talking about CERN but a few people like me and certain other people before 2012. And I wasn't even on the video before 2012 talking about CERN. But yeah, there it is. So, the dream signifies that what the doubters have been asking for, the doubters of the true Heavenly Father, the doubters of the true Heavenly Born Son Emmanuel, what they've been giving their energy to, what they've been asking for, is about to be given to them. They are about to leave the heart of the true Heavenly Father, because the kitchen signifies the heart in a dream when you look it up. Alright, the color blue, that denoted royalty. Who is the true Heavenly Father if he is not the true emperor of all things, the true ruler of all things? Alright? The kitchen is his heart. They are about to leave the heart of the true Heavenly Father and drag all of us with them. Well, all of y'all. They ain't dragging me nowhere. All of you who are still stuck on the fence, who don't know if you want to believe in the true Heavenly Father or not, who only think to pray, or if you even think to pray at all, you lukewarm entities. You only pray for yourself and what you think is a good thing to pray for. But usually it's just mostly for yourself. You don't pray when the thought hits you to pray. You pray when you're told to pray. You don't, when I say the thought hits you, the thought hits me every time you mention the true Heavenly Father, every time you mention the true Heavenly Born Son Emmanuel, you are praying. Every time. And anybody who mentions him with you, you are praying together. And the true Heavenly Born Son Emmanuel is there in the midst of you. I have to call him the true Heavenly Born Son Emmanuel because the Bible says he'll be called Emmanuel. But unfortunately, we got a lot of different other Emmanuels out there right now, like Emmanuel Macron. That motherfucker definitely... I need to stop cursing. That butt muncher definitely ain't the true Heavenly Born Son Emmanuel. Alright? I'm reminding myself to stop cursing because that's a part of me. But when I'm talking about this, I don't need to be cursing about it. Now, when I'm talking about evil, and that's all I'm talking about, and I'm cursing evil, and I'm rebuking it in the name of the true heavenly born Father, true heavenly born Son, Emmanuel, at the same time, that's different. But this is a message that I've been told to give you. And people like me, people like Zen Wounds, like Sika, people like Gina Marie Colvin Hill, okay? People like World News Report, um, today, I think that's World News Report today. Yeah, we're being told to give y'all these messages. Um, it's up to y'all to listen. And we're not supposed to worry about it. And so I'm not. I would when I was younger, but now I'm not. I'm not worried if y'all listen or not. I know he got me. And that's not all that matter, but it definitely matters to me. He got me, he got those like me. And all of those who are lukewarm, who he about to spew out his mouth. And lukewarm, that don't mean that you're sitting up there and you're drinking or you're smoking and you say I believe and that's it. Or you believe but your works don't show you believe. You could, if you smoke and drink, the true heavenly Father wants you moving on his time. It's not the other way around. So when I say that, it's just gonna be maybe one day you take a drag of a cigarette and you're like, ugh, that tastes nasty. That's on his time. Now if you keep smoking, then that's a different story. Cause some people are definitely that stubborn. I'm not gonna name no names, but yeah. I'm not gonna name no names, but yeah, some people are definitely that stubborn to keep smoking once the thrill is gone, right? But no, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones who go to church on Sunday, Easter Sunday, uh, uh, Bible study on Wednesday or Tuesday or whenever they hold it. You know what I'm saying? First Women's Saturday, all that shit. And you don't, there is no faith in you. There is no movement truly of the Spirit in your works. Of the Spirit of the true Heavenly Father in your works is missing. What you feel and you think is a true Heavenly Father is not. For those who do feel something. It's a spirit fooling you. And you don't know that because you ain't never tested the spirit because you don't even know how to do that. Because you're lukewarm and you've never truly read the word. All y'all about to be dragged out this motherfucker. Right along with them motherfuckers. Y'all about to be dragged out this mother lover right along with them mother lovers who are waiting in their time to act, to pull their stunt, which is what they're doing right now. They finna walk out the door, and a lot of y'all about to walk out the door with their butts. They finna walk out the door of God's heart, and y'all about to walk out the door of God's heart right along with them, whether you want to go or not. That's the sad thing about it. For real. Because you took his love for granted. You never knew who it was showing you love. When I say love, I mean you were still in the land of the living every day you woke up. I mean you didn't lift your eyes up and you was in hell. You know, I mean, you you could look up and see the sun. Y'all don't even say hi to the sun. You don't say hi to the moon. You don't speak to them at all. Y'all don't talk to the stars. And that's sad. Speaking of which, I need to get my ass out there and do it more often because my ass just been sitting in here. I've been self wallowing for the last almost 3 years because of the things I've been going through. Y'all don't even know. But yeah, back on this. So I told y'all about that. But back on this support thing. Y'all are afraid. Y'all are afraid to support those who might actually be able to stop them. Because y'all have been made to think we're evil. And when I say y'all, I mean the mass majority of the populace of the entire earth.